Hola. Buenas tardes. A ver, ajusta un poquito por aquí. Aflojé el juego un poquito antes. Vamos a restablecer un poquito del audio. Aquí. Pero también está bien.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Ni yo tampoco, es que me equivoco al pinchar. Bueno, si acabamos de cargar la partida, tampoco. Tequila samarana. Puerta de container. Ah, no.
Behind the
Si mal no recuerdo, teníamos ahora una conversación con este, ¿no? Por
Looks
eso había
like
venido aquí.
the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from Jamrock.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints. Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Quiero guardar antes de intentar esa tirada. Vamos a intentarlo más de una vez. F5 he subido de nivel, de hecho. O sea, no he subido de nivel, he conseguido. ¡Madre de Dios! 6 puntos tengo ya aquí. Dios mío. Quiero de la realidad. Ahora mismo no hay ningún otro, pero deberíamos dejar un hueco abierto. Límites de la motricidad aumentan en 1. ¿Qué límites? Motricidad está a 2. Ah, vale, que ahora todos tienen 3, ¿no? Desde la MCR. Es que ves que me dé experiencia si me gusta. Todo lo que me dé experiencia se va a quedar. De 5 la abstracción. Límite de retórica. Retórica. Y aumenta la abstracción en 1. Por eso está el 7, ¿no? 4, 5, 6, 7. El límite de percepción aumenta en 5. Percepción en 5. Ahora mismo el top está en 6. No creo que la vayamos a subir mucho más. Creo que no la podemos quitar. El speed otorga más 1. El speed no lo usamos. Olvidar. Entonces ahora se quedaría... ¿Cómo? No tiene sentido. Si tiene 3 puntos... Había 6. Sí, había 6. Ah, claro, la base eran 2. Pero no 3. 3 más 5 son 8. No había 8. Bueno, no, porque si aumenta en 3 significa que el tope está en 3. Que el tope de base es 3. Si aumenta en 5... Bueno, no. No lo entiendo. No debería ser así. Eso no debería haber sido así.
It's you again.
¿Qué pasa?
What is it?
This time it's going to work.
Stop shitting the law.
Yeah. Angelus,
For God's sake, they're not going to give you anything. Can't you? Wait, what?
Easy.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
Es verdad. Han cometido errores. Este guardado ha sido antes de... Ay. Ha sido antes de perder el punto, o sea que...
It's you again. What is it?
It's me again, Mario.
This time it's going to work. Did you all? You're probably right. Did you all? You're probably right. That
Why?
this is. I'm afraid.
What in the
Bad.
fucking...
easy, Shanks? I want to see what.
Police job? Be careful. It's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
What are you doing?
Fellas, you getting any of this?
We'll solve the...
Inside the small mech.
Yeah.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
He's not...
No.
Kisses. No. There will be no.
Fellas, the cop is really threatening.
No,
He's desperately
What in the...
acidic taste.
The fuck? Sammy...
nothing. Give me the gun.
¡Pa! Qué fuerte ha sonado el disparo, ¿no? Policía se pega un tiro, no sé qué. Cargar. Me hace gracia que cuando te matas, o bueno, cuando te matan, cuando mueres, no le deja, o sea, en el menú no te deja darle a continuar, sino que solo te deja darle a nueva partida o cargar. Es como no hay nada que continuar, te has muerto.
What is it?
What is it?
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Huh? You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
you saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more point. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
Hombre, como no antagonizarlo y hecho.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due, with an O-U.
Shit. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and...
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Something is off here.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
I know her.
How well...
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what? No.
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months. You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this.
What do you think I meant? Yeah, tons of it. All the song. No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
Remember what I said. Freight train.
Y no nos ha salido bien. Quiero recordar que tenía prisa por hacer algo y ahora mismo no recuerdo el que está. No, Kim, no. Son las 22:50, seguro que quieres irte. No te vayas. Kim, por favor, no.
Officer, what was that? You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Do you know that woman? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
No puedo decir eso.
Understood. You were not in good shape. Okay, that's manageable. What you're saying is, you raped her? Then, don't ever see. What else? This is unprofessional. Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
Compartir información conmigo no es nada. No compartir información conmigo no es nada.
His opinion of you has lowered considerably.
No. La he liado. Haberle hecho caso a mis pensamientos.
The door is
Who is it?
tired.
This is the police.
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra, this is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian. Nothing of note. It's been used quite a lot.
Oh, cool. Beep, 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 beep.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass, in and smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant
Looks like it, yes.
You know which window has not been recently replaced? Yes, that one. Cold wind is seeping in right now. Just one floor below you. Messing up your concentration here.
Ah, que es otra zona. Joder, 2 pantallas de carga para un cuadrado. Joder.
The same small, heavy door. No, it's barred from. Sounds like it's heavy.
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue
Que se
kitchen
enfada
door.
muchísimo. Mira cómo está hablando ahora.
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver.
Pero y la señora me ha hablado, ya no está aquí, ¿no? O sea... Voy a cargar esta. Cruzando los dedos para que sea la vez que ya habíamos hablado con ella y todavía no había hablado con su Kisuragi. Por favor, por favor, por favor. Sí.
Officer, what was that? Yes. Yes. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't...
Understood. You were not... Okay. This is
His opinion of you has lowered considerably.
¿Hola? ¿Qué? Sea lo que sea, no vuelvas a decir eso. ¿El qué? No entiendo. O sea, ¿qué es lo que no he dicho? No entiendo. What the fuck? No entiendo nada. Es que no entiendo qué está pasando. O sea, le he dicho todas las opciones y con todas las opciones no está...
What was that? It's not nothing. You were coming apart at the seams. Is there something I should know before?
Whatever you do, don't
Sea lo que
say
sea, no
the
vuelvas a
first
decir
thing.
eso. ¿El qué?
This is unprofessional. Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
His
¿De qué
opinion
estás
of you
hablando,
has
tío?
lowered considerably.
Mira, me cago en la puta, de verdad. Se ha enfadado un montón por algo que no está en mi mano. Loco, ¿qué me estás contando? De verdad, tío. ¡Qué mala hostia! Oh, mira, no hablo con él. Total. Así no baja.
The door is
Who is it?
tired.
This is the police.
Come on up.
Sounds like...
Mira, aquí hay otra. Aquí hay otra. Y me ha puesto el iconito de una mano, ¿no? ¿No? Sería eso, yo me he rayado. Puede que fuera eso.
This medicine cabinet, it's been used. Pharmaceuticals line the
Anything of note?
pill bottles. Nacra,
Interesting.
among some foreign. Probably nothing of note.
Nothing of note. Ay, me pica mucho, tío.
This window, smooth, following your lead.
Looks like it.
You know which window has not been recently replaced? Maybe it isn't. I mean...
Que no voy a hablar contigo, Kisuragi, tío, para que te enfades. Paso. Pero paso. De verdad, ¿eh? Ah, mira, ahora sí está aquí. Posibilidad
The
por
same small. This bar sounds.
I don't know. It is not the first closed door. I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and
F5.
The
Creo que lo
same
matarán aquí
small,
arriba.
heavy door.
¡Pa!
No
Me hago
lock
daño.
in sight.
¡Pa!
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style.
the door has withstood your demolishing attempts. There must be another way in.
Below, in the union box, was there something behind the window? In the hawthorn branches, brushing against the glass? No one knows. It is a fleeting feeling.
Cinco. Tengo aquí que me pone. Esto. Ah.
Welcome to the roof.
Quita la cama un segundillo.
Her hair is still slick from the shower.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will. It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you
But
for
no
that,
longer.
officers.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there. They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
I am Kim Kitsuragi. I am a detective
Kitsuragi.
from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer? Like riding a coppercycle.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
I have no idea, officer. Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The anti-star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry. Very funky. I'm wintering.
How
Sí,
long have you
Fernando.
been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November. Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol. Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings I'm wintering.
How long have you been?
About 4 months. Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here. I heard this is where the washed up disco has-beens go.
She looks at you and nods.
I'm winter.
How long?
Otra vez.
About 4. Funky town. I'm win.
How long have you been?
About 4 here in the whirling. I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing.
This is by far not the only reason she's here.
Yeah, I've contaminated it pretty bad. The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
La lástima no tardó en llegar a hincar su bandera. Luego encontré este veraniego rincón. ¿De qué trata exactamente esta contaminación?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial SAD spill in there.
Somewhere below, military-grade SAD is dripping off the walls.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past. Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got, with a bit of old love sprinkled on top. Yeah.
That, yeah, is the kind that consoles and sweeps under the rug at the same time.
Yeah. The contempt for me. Talk around.
Somewhere below.
That's where it. Yeah.
That,
¡Joder!
yeah,
I'm win.
How long?
About 4 months. Funky town.
Me he
Yeah.
equivocado.
The contempt for me. Talk.
somewhere below.
That's where it sounds like an advanced form of love is terror. Okay.
Watching herself
Clausier Amandu.
same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent. Her birthmark.
Yo con la tontería hemos sacado.
You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
Hemos sacado casi, yo qué sé, 60. O sea, una multa fueron 20, teníamos 20, 40, 60 y pico de dinero, tío, con la puta mierda de la enciclopedia esta. Es de locos.
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate. A bad memory.
The Republic of Oranje is a democratic nation on the Muindi Isola, north of here, over the sea and across the Pale. It is one of the 6 major Occidental nations to hold stake in the continued occupation of Revachol, the coalition. People consider it a reasonable superpower.
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass, duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. A night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about?
Nothing. If you're no longer there. I'm 28. Something stupid.
Want to hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook. His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another. He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
No. More. Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university. Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are only the name of the nation changed.
What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss.
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world. That's the natural state of the Revacholian hero.
She seems quite relaxed for a victim of assault. But, of course, what seems should not be your...
Nothing. I do nothing with it. Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit. Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
It's the world's most tired smile. Of course she won a beauty pageant. She's very symmetrical.
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor.
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river. If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Look, officers, I like this place, but I don't want to be stuck wandering the city like a ghost after being robbed of my travel documents. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street, and I don't want my relatives to pay the ransom.
There are plenty of other reasons for hiding your documents from the law.
It's also why I hid it.
Why else?
I'm an unpopular girl. There are people back home who don't like me. If they show up, I'm in a hurry. The kind of hurry where you can't afford to not find your documents. But don't worry, this has nothing to do with your I would love to change the subject. It's not important. Unless I'm some kind of suspect. Phew.
Playfully, she doesn't seem to be overly distressed. Or distressed at all, really.
Okie dokie. The record. Why not?
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky
Big dick
Baye.
cock, ¿cómo?
Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you. And you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette.
Por historia más o menos. ¿Mundo interior me da? ¿Qué era? Mundo interior. Mundo interior 6. Lo puedo dejar en 5, no creo yo que tampoco sea la gran cosa. El estrellato más obvio. Vamos a guardar y a insistirle a esta
I was
señora.
just thinking. Sure.
Why is that?
Because it's.
Thank you for your...
They say so in your tourist bro. Look, off it. I don't want to become an indentured servant in a brothel on Boogie Street. And I don't want my relative. I would love to change the subject. No, I'm not.
She doesn't seem to be overly distressed.
My colleague has an exploratory sense of humor.
He's thinking,
I would love to change. Phew.
playfully. She doesn't seem to...
Okie dokie. The record. Yeah? Alright. Yes. You're just one room away. Very personal.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Is it? It is evening. Time flies, man. Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to...
By him, she must mean the
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they
Ah,
meant.
que le pidieron que nos
It wouldn't
dijera que
hurt
había
to
abusado.
spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Me interesa claro. Más picante.
Pretty much.
warming them.
I'm 89% sure. You know how it is.
Do you?
Maybe you don't.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here. Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. We partied. A lot of partying.
From Titus? About her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that. Please, you're alive in 50. I've known people who party so hard they're dead at 14.
What did you do when...
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite a little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that? With longing.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that. Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes. I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him. I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it.
So, she's God's mystery foam cutter.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to...
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She fishes a cigarette out of her pack and lights it.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
In my dream, he thinks, he said, I failed his children. You glance at the lieutenant, then back to her.
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing.
And his role in this strike was...
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean.
And they lynched him for...
She nods.
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now. Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter. A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical...
I have. Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea. Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work.
She breathes a silvery...
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth. She looks back. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will see through deceits. Nothing. Just time passing. You are not anything out of the ordinary, and you would be no... Air moves in your windpipe. The strange moment ends. It was brief. No longer than 2.2 seconds.
Vale. Pues vámonos para abajo. Pues vámonos para abajo, pues vámonos para abajo, pues vámonos para abajo. Para abajo. Poco a poco.
Officer, what was that? Yes. Yes. The victim? Is there something I should know?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
What you're saying is, you raped her? Then, don't ever... What else? Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday. Okay, that's manageable. This is unprofessional. Not sharing
¿Qué
information...
pasa? No lo entiendo.
Unprofessional.
De verdad, con las gilipolleces. Anda ya que te follen, tío. ¿Qué coño está hablando? Deja ya de inventarte las cosas, joder. Coño, que me da coraje, que me estoy esforzando en hacer las cosas bien. Y el muy gilipollas ahora más y me dice esto. ¿Hola?
Hazte
los huevos, tío.
But it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about something. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation. Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps. No, it's okay, I guess. I may have preferred the mutton chops. They sort of seem to cover the.
La cara.
Either way, good on you.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even. A moment passes.
What about me? What? This? It's just seasonal clothing. Where is this going? Interesting. I think it's called the brain.
It's no mere brain.
Okay, art cup. I do not harbor a sentiment for revolutionary air brigades in particular. Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force. Of course.
The revolutionary must have added a little luster to it for a 10-year-old Kitsuragi. He will never admit it, though.
Agreed. Was there anything else? I see this from a purely tactical standpoint, of course.
It is not from a purely tactical standpoint. We are not ruling out that.
Good. No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. The eyebrow is
Something the matter?
This guy's got nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
What do you mean? I have
The lieutenant is. But this isn't an old school case.
What? Think? I do most of my work.
The lieutenant produces. That's where his conversation. We all have our different mediums.
Good.
Estoy mosqueado, ¿eh? Estoy mosqueado con la mierda esa de... No lo entiendo.
Hey, was there something you needed? Do I have...
He sound, and it's not.
Am I wearing a... Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shake? Because I'm...
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do. Hey, another thing. Great. Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates...
He really doesn't like it being classier.
What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste.
Wow. She really isn't his taste. Her spell hasn't spread here.
Now, was there anything... Why?
He really does.
Yeah, neither do I. Why?
He really doesn't like.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she? Anyway, I'll forward that. Yes?
Pues si esto estuviera
You
cerrado,
see,
pero no.
a
¿sabes?
heavy the door does not.
Es curioso. Más rápido, coño, porque... No corre cuando le digo. Corre. No corre. Ah. Kuno.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. Fuck no. Ah, shit. That's right, pig. Shit. No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up,
Now they're gonna take you to lame.
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Deny everything, Kuno.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA, the City of Rage.
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now.
Stop it, see. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head.
The fuck do you want with it? Good call, pig. Yeah. The kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, whatever. Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't.
Pero... Las zonas deberían estar al tanto. Vamos a entrar aquí, ¿no? Supongo que a lo mejor esto tendrá... Mismo están las langostas esas dentro o algo. No sé. No sé, no sé. No tengo ni idea.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well. Oh, I'm not being sarcastic at all. We are making real progress here.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The Phasmid did not... But what do I know? I'll let you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just...
¡Está reírte de mí! Ponerme la bata. Un segundillo. Ay. Mientras me la pongo, lo que quiero es...
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno. Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
So it wasn't the Phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Stop!
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the night city he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
Yeah, Locust City. City of Rage. City of Lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
Maybe I am.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Oh my god!
you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into...
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closed. So that's what this is about.
I don't believe you.
For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation.
It don't mean anything. It's shit, pig. You really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence. She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno's finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first person singular. Kuno is Kuno, not I.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here.
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything. Some kind of superstar. They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know.
Joder, o sea, me baja la lógica, pero me sube todo el resto. Claro, la cosa es, me sube el límite, ¿no? Sube el límite. Olvídalo ya, vamos. El límite yo no lo quiero para nada. Deberíamos quizás ir a hablar con la... Con la señora esta de... Ah, bueno, no, tenemos que ir al edificio. Sí, tenemos que ir al edificio. Pero primero quiero hablar con la de Wild Pines, esta, la señora esta. Creo que lo que he descubierto de las drogas es...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore... What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Dame un segundo. Hola, he vueltas.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Yes.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, they wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian
So, what?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. Last Sunday, nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded...
What is the nature of these so-called
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Ejecutar a uno, a algunos, a todos. Joder.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenel indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They would have to project strength and...
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill...
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true, Lieutenant W. Frater de Bois. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Yes, I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eendracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in 3rd or 4th world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and...
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting... Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM, I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. The remaining contractors, their tribunal, that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martin.
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture.
I can't remember.
That's all right, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would...
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else?
He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade... You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens...
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
¿Cuál? Tiene un punto de vigilancia en un edificio al sur de la rotonda. Estoy mientras preguntabas a los camioneros, no jodas.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick...
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have any...
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members.
They don't report their progress to you.
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
5 days, not more. maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, inside.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their body. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back.
Where is he now?
The times have changed. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grange.
Victor
Which I think
Grange.
must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps, right?
The old world passing by, and the new.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments.
Somewhere in an office lit in Martinique. Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Seminese Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
That makes sense to me.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood.
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show...
Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Of course. I am sorry. More lessons in... Glad to have been of... What we...
There was a touch of discomfort.
The pines, and that...
The wild... She nods. She's not even...
Of course, Detective.
Un montón de puntos de habilidad, ¿eh? A ver. Pongo esto por aquí. Vale. Podríamos entrar a este edificio. También es que son cerca de las dos. No sé ahora mismo. Ahora de repente la puerta está abierta. Venga, hombre, no me jodas. De repente. The door is open. Espérate, vamos a mirar primero por aquí, ¿no? Y tal, y tal. No te puedo pasar, ¿no? A ver, sí. Más rápido.
hear some. The walking stops abruptly, but you can feel tension on the other side. Sounded like a poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the...
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get in.
Vale.
This door has been closed with a padlock. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. No reply. No reply.
Esto va a salir mal.
This door has been closed with a padlock. What are you doing? You need to get your tools out. This door has been closed with a padlock. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with...
After you, detective.
Coño. Hola. Nada. Tendré que hacerlo con las direcciones, porque si no parece ser que no hace nada.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive... Honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov? Except that Krasmazov is dead. He's been dead for 50 years now. Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for cider, but it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you. Very well. Let's look for identifying features then. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you? Alright, but here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't. Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. I don't care. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmazov anyway?
Porque creo que un poderoso Estado-nación va a proteger a clase de...
I think you have misunderstood who he was, but if you say so. The White Star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
Y apropiado. Se ha seguido con una atracción bastante bonita, ¿no? No es que el blanco sea precisamente mi color, pero... Oye,
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism.
I'll keep my armistice handy, detective.
He doesn't actually reach for his gun. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal to symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it because white is the color of peace. Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaningless shapes on a wall.
Cierto. Yo, ¿dónde estaba la pistola? Al patio de Windling y hablas la puerta del éter. Al patio. Es al patio de Willy y abras la puerta del entresuelo. Ah, vale. La parte de atrás, vale, no es aquí entonces. Que yo quería por algún extraño motivo que era aquí. Cierto, yo es que ahora mismo yo con la chaqueta me da 1 y 1, ¿no? Yo lo decía por ponerme esto. No. Esto es mucho mejor. El cuello llevo esto me da más 1 y más 1. Nada de locos. No llevaba yo... Ah, yo llevaba un sombrero y me lo he quitado. Me lo quité para darle el otro a la otra muchacha. Acabo de acordar. Digo, lo mismo hay aquí algo más, pero no tiene pinta, ¿no?
A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain.
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
No response. The apartment numbers have fallen off the door, leaving the panel with the... You'll need to equip the chain cutters to enter. Snip. This is not something you should be
Vamos a guardar porque se puede liar.
A shabby door hangs oddly. Snip. The cutter goes through them like dead leaves.
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
Muévete aquí que te estoy pinchando, tío.
A phone book lies open on the table.
Good.
The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the... You pocket the bottle.
Vamos a guardar y vamos a venir aquí porque aquí está el padre, obviamente.
A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels, and a duvet. In the dark, it looks like a nest. Something under... It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out. Your hand touches a greasy duvet, covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You...
Guardo y...
A bundle of... In the dark, something... It's not too late. Your hand... You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol. And God knows what else. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves.
And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor. Maxtor is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying...
Well, judging by...
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar gin...
I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but... At least he won't be beating his son.
A pair of half-open...
Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight. Look, he's trying to communicate.
Aguarde, voy a intentar hacer la tirada.
The aging alcoholic is. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out. And then it dawns upon you. Clear. Pigs. He's trying to call you pigs. His hand falls back on the bed, limp and...
At least he got to say his piece. What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
Years. The pile of blankets, grunts, silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping body.
Pero... que había dos puertas, ¿no? Una para bajar y otra para salir, sí. Ir para el otro lado primero. Por aquí. O sea, yo he venido por esta escalera. Así que quiero ir al balcón. Tin, tun, tun, tin, tun.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling. Until it was destroyed, those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 were once. The waves of the Martinez Inlet. What didn't? A fleet. They massed many are still there. Coalition warship, Archer, can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers.
The Coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on.
He does not like talking politics of this kind.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you... Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
The lieutenant, hatred, the woman.
That Ozon her. Someone's got to keep an eye...
Ozon.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? It's where they grow... Have you got a...
¿Esto dónde da? A la misma parte de dentro había otra puerta más para abajo, que no fuera la que estaba abajo del todo. Una triste botella por aquí. ¡O vaya! ¡O vaya! ¡Pica un pie! Vamos allá mismo, por cierto. Qué raro que sean ya las 2 de la mañana y este no me haya dicho... Y Kim no me haya dicho de irse.
Hello again after. Ooh. Not only have you found my address.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does.
The inspiration will come to her once hell.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on. Does anyone?
If there's pain about any
Shoot, Piggy.
Shoot, Piggy. Shoot, Piggy. Esto dará a la puerta de abajo y esto al balcón de arriba. Digo yo, vamos. Es lo que tiene sentido para mí. Pom, pom, pim, pom, pom. Ay. Ah, qué curioso, ¿no? Que en esta zona no haya prácticamente nada. Ah, y llevo la palanca en la mano. Entonces que no puedo pasar, claramente. Vamos a bajar por aquí.
Trying to sneak up.
The door has braved the elements for...
That's probably the door Evat mentioned.
The door...
That's probably the door Evat mentioned.
Ah,
We
que la
still need
tiene
to...
mañana. Uf, pues mañana yo creo que ya no va a estar aquí. Que va a ser... Va a tener que... Eso ya va a tener que ser mañana. Casi seguro. Desde la parte sur de la plaza, o sea, desde aquí, pero yo aquí no veo... Que aquí no veo ninguna zona accesible, o sea, ni a nadie con quien hablar, o sea que... No sé.
lorry stuck.
El tren pues sigue ahí arriba. Tío, me raya mucho que este señor no se vaya a dormir. De hecho, me raya mucho que lleve un rato ya sin pasar de las 2 de la mañana. Dios, esto no avanza porque no hemos pasado de las 2 de la mañana. Puede ser como forma de decir... Cuidado porque si no termináis cosas ahora, lo mismo...
See, I'm promising. There is nothing for I cannot. No. There must be some. Mr. Also, of course, above all, stop explain. I am. We are. I am a. No. He would be appreciative. Yes. This could have made him more open.
Vale. Eso me ha dado experiencia. Me sirve. Vamos a poner aquí un puntito más, ¿no? Vale. Meternos por aquí un momentito. No sé si ir a hablar con Ebra. Bueno, no, tenemos que ir a hablar con Mañana. Es que claro, ahora mismo ya no hay muchas más cosas que hacer. Realmente por acá no tengo nada que hacer. Si acaso, cosas que puedo hacer ahora que ya es de noche. Puedo ir a hablar con Kuno. Puedo ir al vendedor de abajo. Está cerrado, ¿no? Efectivamente. Y esto entre... A guardar un momento.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? No, and I doubt they'll get back. One moment. Can you please describe the body?
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around.
Any signs of violence? No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly.
What about his belongings? Did you examine any information on the library card?
You can hear her sigh, audibly. So unprofessional.
Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else? I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please, that's all for now. Just a second. Sylvie? Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, Detective? No, not me. What? Of course it bothered. No one calls, you know.
Garbage.
Okay. I don't know what. Yeah.
You hear?
Anything else I can help you with? Just a.
10-4, come in, officer. 10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over. Roger that.
Vale, ahora. Quiero mirar una cosa.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out, the pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers.
Mira eso, ¿no? Es que el reino de la conciencia no existe. Como stat no existe.
In your hands, you hold. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy. It would do that in Grad. You flip through the book. The real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't, the back cover is dominated. She can't be much old. In cold, the Yugo Grad riots took place from as ethnic tent. It would physically hurt you to keep reading.
Leer un libro me ha hecho daño físico, tío. Me está vacilando.
He toils. She spent the memory of their short time spent together as life leaves their remains between the soil sheets. In cold, the Yugo as ethnic tent, it would physically.
¿Me está vacilando? A matarle un libro, tío. Cómeme los cojones. Tócame los cojones, iba a decir. Eso ya lo está haciendo.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Does it... Sylvie? Yes. Oh, great. No? What? Of course. No one... You know.
Garbage.
Okay. I don't know what... Yeah. Go.
You hear
Anything else I can help you with?
her voice.
Gottlieb. What? Didn't. But. Oh, quite a. Mm-hmm.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a moment.
10-4. 10-4. Roger that.
Ah, bueno, tenemos que mirar realmente esto.
The library card is folded into two. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or whoever owns this. Most of these titles seem to be in the side. If lost,
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema.
there's no way to listen to them. But even just a pawn shop, a police badge, an intricate. It still kind of looks.
Vale, vamos a hacer eso. Vamos a comprar. Comprar el reproductor.
A typical Martinez.
700
The boombox.
And here.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the. All the old.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you. Of course. It's in working order still.
The porter reel is. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons. Within seconds, you know this is the one. A click, then silence for a bit. Of course, you could sing. Yep, they're all here. All. And the B-side of the Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the. The lieutenant looks at you as you remove. The porter reel is just what you press the large button marked comments. It sounds like telling you within a click, then silence for a bit. The crying is yup, and the B-side of the tape can got the lieutenant.
Es maravilloso que lo lleve así. Yo creía que era como un reproductor rollo un móvil, ¿sabes? Un móvil así alargado. Y no, es que es un reproductor, en plan... un reproductor de cinta grande, claro. Yo estaba pensando, joder, pero es que esa cinta tiene que ser mínimo así, ¿no? ¿Cómo lo va a reproducir en un...? No entiendo. Ahora lo pillo. Qué pena que haya descubierto esto tan tarde, la verdad.
Kuno's like... Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, that's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way. Word on the street is, you said your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style.
Not a single muscle move.
Kuno wants to hear all about it. Kuno knows what Kuno means. Wow, that's heavy. There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honorable like that.
There is no movement on the lieutenant's face as he stares intently at the trash container.
Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig? Yeah, you do some sambo shit, sneak in. Is the hooker thing real? What is this shit? He's fucked up on roids to drink more. You can't kill him. Kuno's dad says he'll... What? Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum. Kuno told you. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this. Kuno's fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno's not fucking... Kuno's gonna go...
Stop saying all this.
There's a touch of grief.
Fuck you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, death shit, nothing shit. Get your fuck turn into...
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
He did not win. There is a crack in there now, and it's spreading across the face of his certainty.
The fuck do you...
Yeah, we got plans.
Fuck right there where? Fucking 3 years. Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't... That's right.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Yeah, pig. This... Kuno doesn't...
Hey, was there... No, you don't. It's not happening. The whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do with... It's for the... It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not... A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke. It's not for bands, it's for clients. Some clients, okay? Not... Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He...
Fine, fine.
Fine,
Climb
fine.
on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Oh yeah, time to do the damage.
Bueno, vamos a dejarlo aquí. Antes de cantar, que no quiero dejar la canción a la mitad. Que viene ya la visita. ¡La visita! Así que nada, me voy a ir despidiendo. Lo dicho, espero que os haya gustado, que os hayáis entretenido y hayáis pasado un rato agradable. Hasta luego.